Welcome back, guys. So, today I'll be telling you about my top 10 picks for the best PvP characters in 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. So, these are my opinions, so I don't have a problem if anyone disagrees with it, and everyone has their own opinions. So, let's jump right into it. So, coming at number 10, we'll be having Green Merlin. Of course, we all know that she's the backbone for the Ultrashing team because of her passive. She'll be giving an extra op at the start of the turn, and initially she was used as a front unit, but nowadays she is used as a back unit. So, and at the end of the battle she can also be used for her altering. Then coming in at number 9 we have Ludociel, but you all may be disagreeing with me in this because Ludociel is a pretty OP character. Most of the whales might be having him, and he is very useful with his grace, and his passive is also pretty broken. But I'm speaking about this low spending players, those who do not have that much of money to build him up, buy all his cosmetics and upgrade it to UR. So considering that fact, I'm giving him a number 9. But I am telling you, this is a very good unit, having 40% defense related stats lowered is pretty good in PvP. If you are a whale, he might be higher in your list. And coming back, we have Blue Lilia at number 8. Of course, she is one of the older units. Because of her passive that increases all allies pierce rate by 50%, she is even nowadays used in PvP. She is still viable. Heal is good, which is based on attack. It's not like the King's Heal. And she has an AoE drain. That's pretty noticeable because he can also prevent this kind of ultrash teams. And also ult is also pretty similar to that of Hauser, Red Hauser. It decreases skill ranks and depletes the enemy out gauge, which is also good for controlling teams. But she has kind of fallen off from the meta. She's still viable, but she has fallen off from the meta because of Red King's Valentis, that kind of blue hitter teams. So she's most of the time getting patience on a level 2 drains and all. But overall she's still good. She can be used. A level 2 card is drain card is still good, and she can be paired with one of the KF collab units, Omega Rugal and Blue Demon Meliodas, and we can get some easy wins there also. Then coming in at number 7 we have Green Astrosa, and we all know why he's coming there, because of his rank 3 full counter. It also has a taunt and grants debuff immunity, so he won't be affected by his own passive, but others will be affected. That's the only downside of it. Our team members will also be affected, but uh, it is okay in a sense, and his ult is also a stand skill that if we put up the ultimate, then the enemy won't be getting a turn if he attacks, and if he don't attacks also, he will just be gaining out cages, and we get an extra turn to prepare for one more ult in that time, or rush both ults, and it depends. And also his charge card is also pretty good, and according to JP, an upcoming unit Termier is also pretty good with Astrosa uh, because of his passive. He gives debuff immunity to those allies having stand skill. So Termier has a stand skill, so he will be giving all those allies having stand skill debuff immunity. That is pretty good, because this is a debuff meta, right? And coming in at number 6, we have Red Seldris here. He has a lot of qualities, because initially of his passive, he buffs all of the allies for 6% for each commandment, either it's on the enemy team and on our team. So it's pretty good, because we can make our units pretty tanky. He's also having a good single target train, and also this recovery disable card, which is pretty good against Green King. No, sorry, not Green, Blue King. He won't be able to use his this Purify card, so that's pretty good. And the thing is that he won't crit, that's the only problem. And oh yes, I forgot his commandment, and we don't need anyone special to remove debuffs here. We can just move a card and remove all the debuffs. That will be pretty helpful against the new meta teams like King Hendrickson team and Kyo teams, so that we won't be taking that much of damage. And coming in at number 5, I don't have him, is Green Droll. He's an underrated unit, because most of the people don't use him that much. I'm looking forward to one day using him, because being a free to play and I don't get that much of gems every day. So he has a detonate card that's pretty good at if the enemies ultra rushing and all, we can just use this card to instantly wipe out that unit. And also his commandment gives buffs, so that we can use with other units like who are having amplify cards. It will be very good. And most of all, is passive that totally cucks this ultra teams, and together with Zeldris and this Green Droll such does so much of work. He locks the alt case and renders them to not alt, and Zeldris can drain them in the meantime, and that's pretty good, so that we can control our ultra teams. So that's Green Roll. And coming in at number 4, we have, yes, Lost Vein Meliodas. Easily one of the best units of the game. He has a single target just like Greenesquena, which gains ult cage on each rank, and AoE rush, AoE charge card. It's also very useful, but best of all is his ultimate move, which is very OP. If we have a lot of cards in our hand, he just wipes out the enemy team, and that's how good he is. And we will build him specifically so that he's having a low crit resistance, and he takes all the critical hits and his cards will be upgraded, and that's a pretty broken one. That's why we can see that most of them are not attacking LV Meliodas in the first turn. We don't want them to upgrade the cards and send it all at us. So coming in at number 2, we have Goddess Elizabeth. She's only having the merits here: a level 2 stun, that's pretty good, and it also cancels stances, so it's a pretty good card. She's a good counter straight up to Astrosa. His full counters won't be working. And a second card, Shield, which is so OP that most of the effects won't work. Only Rapchaka works against this, and Escanor's cancelling buffs cards. So otherwise she's pretty OP, and her ult is she heals and also reflects, and that's pretty OP because if somebody's having an AoE ult and all, then she just totally cucks that team and that unit is straight up dead if they ult. And her passive, oh my god, I just forgot about that, she revives. And the moment that you have been waiting for, the best unit for PvP, and that is not Escanor, and the best unit for PvP is Greenesquena. Because of his broken passive that increases attack related stats by 7% for 5 turns, and he has his pumpkin bombs, which reduces ult gauge after every turn. It is a debuff, it can be removed, and a rank up card. So he is a pretty good character, and he has the same ultimate as the Red Gotha. I think he is more consistent than the red version, because even if he takes it, his stacks doesn't lose, so he is a much better version of the Red Gotha. But attack ceiling also does have its advantages, so Red Gotha is kind of around this level. So that's it guys for the top 10 picks. Then I am mentioning some units as honorary mentions. First unit I would like to mention is Blue Fraudrin. Usually we keep him at level 1. He's and we all know what he's used for. If I can find him, yes, he's unique. We keep him at level 1 because when he dies, he removes solid debuffs and completely fills ultimate move gauge, which is pretty good for ult rushing. We just put him with the King and Diane, and they just if he dies the next turn, we get 2 ultimates and we just clap the enemy. Or we can pair him with LV Melee also. That's pretty OP. And the next unit I will like show you is Green Kill Thunder. I can find him. Because of his passive, his allies defense related stats by 30% in PvP. We can also use Green Lilia. Then another unit I would like to highlight is Red Skinny King. Because of his passive that reduces enemy's PS rate by half in PvP. but he's not used that often. And also Valenti, both are not used pretty often now, because now we are having a debuff meta, and not most of the players are using debuff teams, and not everyone is using the PS Red team. So Red King is kind of getting pushed back. And another good unit I would like to mention is Death Pierce. He's pretty good, and he basically decreases enemies' crit resistance and crit defense. He's a pretty good unit. He can be combined with Ludociel, and this combination can make units crit like hell. So they are just straight up great, their combo. It can even make Zeldris crit. That's the power. So, and another good unit I would like to mention is Greenesquena, because he is a pretty good unit, and his ult is a guaranteed kill. So, but lately he has fallen off the meta, and not much people are using him. And these are the top 10 picks for the best PvP units, and once again I'm saying these are my opinions, and you're free to disagree with it. And if you have any suggestions or changes, you're free to put in the comments down below. And thank you for watching.